It seems Hiroshi Matsui has not attended his classes for the last 2 months.
Has anyone contacted the school to let you know that he's moved to another boarding house?
We haven't been notified, no.
Senor, are you looking for Hiroshi?
Yes. Do either of you know anything about him?
See, well, I mean, we had the same classes together.
I see. Any idea where he is right now?
No, none.
He disappeared suddenly, and nobody seems to have a clue about what happened to him.
Oh yeah? Did you notice anything about him that seemed different to you? Particularly before he disappeared from the school?
Not really. I don't think there was anything.
Now that you mention it, he did say he had met somebody who'd been extremely generous to him.
See, that's right. He was really happy that some person was looking after him. Then he disappeared, and we haven't heard from him since.
When he spoke to you, did he mention this person's name?
I think it was Pietro.
It was Pietro Morali, that's right. I'm positive that was the guy's name.
So, Pietro Morali then. This is it. Signor Morali? Pietro Morali, sir. Are you home? Huh? Excuse me? Signor Morali? I thought so. Soy sauce.
We'd like you to go to Florence and get Hiroshi Matsui to put his signature on this document.
Hiroshi Matsui. So he's Japanese.
Yes, he's an exchange student attending the Masakio Art Institute of Higher Education, but he hasn't returned to his boarding house for some time, and we can't seem to reach him.
Is this letter a power of attorney?
Actually, Hiroshi Matsui's mother passed away recently, but we're not even certain if he's aware of this. The policy that she took out designated him as the sole beneficiary, and according to the terms of the coverage, he may claim an insurance benefit of 40 million yen.
So what you're trying to tell me is that he's missing.
I'm sure you already know this, but to receive an insurance payout in Japan, you need copies of the family register and the certificate of seal impression. A representative may be authorized to acquire these documents, however.
You can't proceed any further with the paperwork until you've been given power of attorney.
Yes, exactly. As his agents, we're obliged to do all we can, but to be quite frank, we're at a loss. I have something here which I hope may be of some help. This is the last postcard received from Hiroshi.
The ruins of Serravalle Duomo on the outskirts of Florence. Well, early summer in Italy. Sounds fantastic.
Nothing valuable here, if you're looking to steal.
Oh, no, it's not what it looks like. The door was open, actually. If I may ask, are you Pietro?
And who are you? Oh, I see. His mother, huh?
Rumor has it that for the last little while, Hiroshi's been living here with you.
That's right. He was. Sounds like he got himself in some kind of trouble. Couldn't go back to the boarding house, so I offered to hide him here temporarily.
Was he in trouble?
Yes. Seems he was involved in some political movement, but I don't know what. I've been looking for him as well, yes. He just disappeared without any warning.
Look at this. Is this one of Hiroshi's paintings?
Huh? See.
He's pretty good.
Isn't he, though? It's clear Hiroshi has an incredible gift, but it does tend to make him a bit of a perfectionist, and since he wasn't satisfied with this... And there you have it.
So he's a perfectionist, is he?
I'm begging you to keep on looking. Please, find Hiroshi and bring him back.
I promise you I'll do my best.
How about some coffee? I've got some great beans.
No, thank you. Please don't bother. I have to get going.
Hiroshi? He came around about 2 months ago. I remember him purchasing a lot of paint. Now that I think about it, he hasn't been back since.
He loaded up on supplies. Does he always buy that much paint from your shop?
No, usually the boy picked up only what he needed.
Hiroshi was being hunted down.
Hunted down?
He got involved too deeply in some radical political movement.
He must be in trouble because of his political activities.
There's something we'd like to ask you.
Hey, wait up!
Damn, he's quick on his feet. Look at him go.
Well, according to this, you're detectives. You can have it back.
But... But when did you...
Just who are you anyway, and why have you been snooping around? How do you know Hiroshi Matsui?
Oh, actually. Now, where is it? Oh,
So you're a college professor?
not exactly. I was fired from there. Wow. I was convinced that I'd lost it somewhere, but I guess it was here the whole time.
And how about now?
I recently started an assignment in my other line of work.
Other line of work?
Here it is. There you go.
Taichi Iraga Keaton, insurance investigator. You're kidding. So are you trying to tell us that you're an op?
You want me to stop looking for Hiroshi, but why would I do that?
We have reason to believe that he's on Meda's list.
Maida?
Francesco Meda. For years, our Italian police force has been trying to get their hands on him. In fact, he's the most wanted terrorist.
We've got his name, age, and physical description, but we know nothing else, except that he's a part of the Red Brigade, the Milano Bank terrorist incident, General Dosier's kidnapping, and most recently the murder of a female officer of the Socialist Party. He is suspected of being involved in all of those. He's just a wild psycho who's hungry for blood.
It's the same MO in each case. A sharp blade across the throat.
However, in recent times, the Red Brigade has had some trouble raising funds and haven't been able to carry out the operations.
That's right. So now they've shifted to crimes geared towards filling their accounts.
Robberies and kidnappings.
Exactly.
In other words, you're suggesting that Maida targeted Hiroshi.
A terrorist who just turned himself into us testified to all this, and everything checks out. So now we are trying to track down Hiroshi.
Japanese people are known to be the wealthiest in the world, huh? And when traveling abroad, they're susceptible to all kinds of groups that try to take advantage of their trusting nature. So Japanese students are most at risk.
They say to beware of he who wears the smile of an angel, because it may actually be the mask of the devil.
Incredible. I can see why Hiroshi painted this place. An Etruscan container. Was it for water or perfume? Huh? What made you think that I'd be here at this time of day?
Well, you're the detective, and if you're as good as I think you are, the answer should be obvious. I suspect that you know I've been following you all along. Do your instincts tell you that Hiroshi will turn up? I'm curious. What makes you think he'd be at such an obvious place?
If he really is a perfectionist, then his conscience wouldn't let him rest until he'd finished the piece that he needed to paint.
Oh, that explains it.
We have a match on the prints. The lab says that Pietro Morali and Francesco Maida are one and the same.
What?
It was Maida's men that made it impossible for Hiroshi to return to the boarding house. The boy was living with Maida and didn't even know it.
Huh? Hiroshi thought this Pietro was impressed with his artistic abilities when in fact...
It was his finances the thug was interested in.
What if Maida was after the insurance benefit and had been waiting for someone to come after the boy?
If you're right, then that means Keaton's life is in danger as well.
Looks like you know your stuff, my dear investigator. When did you realize I was Francesco Maida?
The way you handled that palette knife was that of a consummate pro, and we both know I'm not referring to an artist. Maida is reputed to be quite the expert with a knife.
Hiroshi?
Run, Pietro! Run, Francesco! Now hurry!
Bravo. So you did know.
Shoko, the guy's a cop, right?
Actually, no, he's not.
Huh?
He came here trying to track you down.
Me?
Your mother. She's dead in her grave.
Huh?
You have inherited a policy worth 400 million lira. Now sign this letter of power of attorney over to me. And in exchange, I promise to spare your life and his.
That you, Hiroshi?
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I'm doing just fine, really. But what about you? Are you all right?
Yes.
Good.
You gotta believe me, I didn't know. Who'd have thought he was such a sick, demented terrorist?
So I was right about the weapon. That knife does mean he's Maida.
It's called the Cinqueta, and it's said to be an antique knife from Italy dating back to ancient times. Everybody knows it's very precious to Maida. Well, just the other day, I found it. I found it by accident. I was afraid. I didn't know what to do, so I...
Maida's the one who dragged you into this whole underground political movement, isn't he?
Yes. At first, I felt like I owed him for his help, so I agreed to give them a hand. And then he started suggesting I should make some significant financial contributions.
He was being kind to you only because he really needed your money.
Yes, I see that now. Why couldn't I have seen that sooner? I can't believe how stupid I am.
Hiroshi.
All right, you two. That will be quite enough talking for now.
No, Hiroshi! Don't put your signature on that letter of attorney! Otherwise, he'll execute you too!
Now! Come on!
What do you...
maybe not. Come to think of it, I heard stories that up until recently, these ruins had been inhabited by Libyan refugees.
We should never have underestimated Keaton. Look, this background check on Keaton just arrived from Scotland Yard.
But all he is an academic, right?
He used to be in the SAS.
The SAS.
And during his stint, he was an instructor of survival training.
Survival training?
Yes, he has specialized military skills to sneak into enemy territory without carrying so much as a weapon, and can use what's available to escape. If that's the kind of man he is, he just might make it.
Do it for me and we're out of here.
Now, Hiroshi. Hurry up and sign that paper for me. I need the funds. Just sign the letter and I'll see to it that you and that man are freed. You have my word. Hiroshi!
I can't do it! This is mine. My mother intended for this insurance money to be left for me. I can't just simply give it to you.
Why are Japanese people so sentimental? Tell me which is more important, your mother's final wish or your impending final breath?
Mr. Keaton!
How very nice of you to pay a visit.
When you're engaged in close combat, you first allow your opponent to be impressed with your weapon. Then you drop it on purpose so that you can control what your opponent will do next. That's the secret to the little-known knife-fighting techniques of the Iroquois.
Huh. This is the first painting I started when I came to Florence. That's why it just didn't feel right to leave it unfinished even though I was throwing it out. Back when I was a kid, I could never stick to anything for very long. At first, I was big into collecting stamps. Then it was amateur transistor radios.
Yeah, same here.
Huh?
I couldn't stick to anything for any length of time.
So then, when I finally made it to high school and took an art class, I knew I found my calling as I held that brush in my hand. Painting was my life. Everybody thought it was just another one of my silly little hobbies and that it wouldn't last. My mother was the only person who took me seriously. She believed that if I could just find that one thing, then I would be complete. That's why she let me do whatever I wanted to. And to make sure that if she wasn't around to support me, if something were to happen to her, she took out this huge insurance policy. I was hoping to finish this painting so that I could give it to my mother.
is taken back to the time when, as a boy living in Cornwall, he befriended a bus driver. Though the man introduced him to wondrous sights, he also invited trouble for the boy with his tormented life, riddled with secrets and shame. The young Keaton is about to pay the price for being an outsider, but he'll also learn how to be a master of life. Next time, The Agate Color of Time.